we have Mr. Brilliant Jewelry. How did Mr. Brilliant Jewelry come into play, and where was the inspiration behind that over the 30 years transition?
Okay, so basically, my dad passed away 2010, and he was very important to me. Besides being my dad, he handled all the back end stuff in the office. He sorted the diamonds. He sent the diamonds to the master jewelers to set them in rings and necklaces and bracelets, and my job was to take the merchandise and travel around the country and go to jewelers. So I would see about 10 to 30 jewelers a week.
Wow.
And it was very easy for me. I'm pretty good with people, with clients, and I had great merchandise. So I'd show them the merchandise, and everything was going great. But 2008, when there was a bit of a crash in America, then things slowed down tremendously, and we actually decided to go sell the jewelry that we had set up in Dubai.
Wow.
So we started doing jewelry shows in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Bahrain, Al Ain, like just all the cities. And we were selling now to private clientele. We weren't selling to the stores in the UAE. But the stores in America, 2008 and until 2010, they weren't buying anything because the clients weren't coming in.
Yeah.
But in Dubai and all those other places, we were like clubbing seals. It was the clients would come in, and we didn't even know what they looked like because most of them wore the burqas. So we'd just see their eyes and their hands, and not even their mouth, but we'd see their eyes and their hands. But they were big buyers, and we didn't know this. But in the UAE, women, if they get divorced, the only thing they get is jewelry. They don't get the house, they don't get the car, they get nothing. So for them, they buy a lot of jewelry. And it was amazing. So that was the first time I really got into selling to private clientele.
Wow.
And very exciting. I had one lady, the first sale I made actually, this lady came to me and she said to me, "How much is this one?" It was a 55 carat tennis necklace. And those tennis necklaces, we had about 4 of them, and we hadn't sold them in years because there was too many carats for the American market. 55 carats of diamonds going
huge.
down, it was just too big.
Huge necklace.
Yeah, so we're thinking of unsetting it and putting it into other stuff, but we brought it to the show, and I told the lady the price, and then she said, "What about the other 2?" There was 3 in the showcase. So I said, this one's this price and that one's that price. So I said to her, "If you want, come into our back office and you can try them on." And so she said, fine. So she came in and she was driving me nuts. She was, the price on the 55 carat necklace, I told her probably $75,000 or $80,000. And she wanted it for $40,000. And $80,000 was close to my wholesale price. So I went down, my lowest was 75. And she said, "No, you need to do better, So I said to her, "Okay, I'll tell you what. Buy the 55 carat one for 75,000 and I'll give you the other 2 at my cost." And I didn't know what she was going to say, but I didn't know what else to say. She was sitting with me for 45 minutes, driving me crazy to put down the price. So she said, "And how much is your cost on these other 2? So I said, "This 40 carat one is, I'll give it to you for 50,000, and this 45 carat one, I'll give it to you for 45,000 or 50,000. And she said, "Okay, I'll take them, all of them." So I said, "Okay." And so I said, "How would you like to pay?" And she took all the money cash out of her bag. It was dirham, which I'd seen just a few days before, but I didn't really know. I didn't know if it was real dirham or not real dirham.
Yeah, right.
So I went to my dad was alive at that point, and he was at the show. So I went to my dad with all this cash. It must have been $150,000, $160,000 of cash, but in dirham. So you got to times by 3.67. And I said to him, "I just sold 3 necklaces. Please find out if this cash is real." Because in America, we don't receive cash. If someone comes to you with 200 grand, 150 grand of cash, we can't put it in the bank, and so we don't do it. But we found out later on that that's how they pay. So my dad, he was looking, he was asking someone else to look, and I went back to the lady and I said to her, I'm just getting you boxes and I'll be a few minutes. And she said, no, I don't want any boxes. I'll just take it as is. So now I was getting worried because she just wants to run away, and now maybe the money's not real. So I went back to my dad and I said, Dad, she wants to leave. She wants to leave right now. She doesn't want boxes. She doesn't want an invoice. She doesn't want anything. She just wants to leave. So you got to tell me now, is the money real or is it not real? If it's not real, then she's not getting the pieces. But if it's real, she wants to go now and she wants to take them. So he's looking again. So I went back to the lady and she grabbed the 3 necklaces and she threw it in her bag. Just grabbed them. So that's 150 carats roughly of diamonds in this beautiful 18 carat white gold mountings. And she just threw it in a bag like it was a bag of potatoes. And I said, okay, please just wait 2 minutes. I'm going to get the boxes. And she said, no, I don't want the boxes. I'm leaving now. So I said, 1 minute, please. So I went back to my dad and I said, she's leaving now. So he said, yeah, it's real. The money's real. So I said, okay, cool. So I went to the lady and I said, you sure you don't want boxes? I didn't have time to get the boxes. And she said, no, I don't want the boxes. Thank you. So she started walking away. And I went back to my dad and I said to him, okay, are we good? He said, yeah. I said, did you give her your business card? I said, a business card? I don't have time to do anything. So he said, you better go give her your business card. So I started running towards her, and she had her back towards me, and I touched her arm. And she looked at me like I was crazy, and I found out later that you're not allowed to touch women there. And so she gave me this weird look, and I said, I'm sorry, I just wanted to give you my business card. She said, okay, thank you very much. So then the next day, my dad had a customer, and he sold about $50,000 to the customer. And he was writing the invoice, and I did write an invoice to the lady, and he noticed that it was the same lady. So she didn't want to tell us that it was the same lady, because then she would think that we're going to put the prices up. And so for them, it's like a sport to get the best deal. But that was my taste of selling to private clientele. And for 2 years, we traveled around the UAE and we did a lot of jewelry shows. Bahrain was one of our best shows. We were actually in front of Graf. So Graf was connected to us.
Wow. And
we just had classical jewelry. That's all we had. We had the tennis bracelets, the stud earrings, the hoop earrings, the eternity bands, all that stuff. And we sold millions of dollars of stuff, and they all paid in cash. We went to the bank with millions of dollars in cash. We opened up a bank account there. We put it in the bank account, and then we sent the money to America. So, because cash in Dubai, it's not a problem.